everybody, and welcome to another live stream with us, the movie couple. I'm
Woo,
Wendy,
I'm Dustin.
and this is the show where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture entertainment. And today we are talking about DC Fandom Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking some movie delays.
Lots of movie delays.
We're talking movie drive-ins.
Yep.
For Tenet, and referring to my notes very quickly,
and much more.
And yes, and also soon available on this channel, and it's not an exclusive or anything like that. But we are going to link below the Q&A with the cast of Dune. It's a Q&A between the cast of Dune and Stephen Colbert. So we are super excited to share that. I just didn't do the download right. So I will just do that again after the stream. But we wanted to get to the stream, get to talking about all the stuff that we just described, as you can see by the banner below. So if you're here, welcome, hello, and thank you for checking us out. And we know we're streaming during DC Fandome, and we kind of, everybody has like that 24-hour period to watch everything and to take everything in. So we will definitely be talking about that in just a little bit. But first up, we want to thank everybody for being here, and also shout out to Craig, who's like, "Hey, I knew nothing about Blackpink, and my girlfriend knew nothing about Blackpink, and now we're both Blinks. Yes,
Woo!
Mission accomplished. Blackpink in your area.
The word of Blackpink. Have you heard about our savior, Blackpink?
Blackpink.
Wendy's going to start going door to door. Ding dong.
Ding dong. Have you heard of Blackpink? Let me introduce you to ice cream. How you like that? Whistle. Anyways, so I could make a show just about Blackpink, but let's go ahead and talk about the movie delays that's happening, specifically Wonder Woman. I was hoping it wouldn't go to this, but I know they are also very what's the word I'm looking for, that they really would like to see this open up in a theatrical setting.
Yes.
They believe that the movie is made for the big screen, which I do agree with them on that. So I am like, how did you feel when you found out? Because I was sort of like sad, disappointed, but again, not surprised.
Honestly, for any movie that has been pushed back, for any movie that is being delayed, even the new dates that they're putting out, I'm still skeptical about. Because honestly, they're saying, oh yeah, we're going to bring it out on Christmas. No Time to Die we'll bring out in November. A part of me is going, why don't we wait and see until that time? Once we get to that point, then we'll start making more decisions, and I'll start believing them once they actually come out. It's kind of like when you get a gig as an actor, you're like, oh, you've got the part. Don't start celebrating until you're actually on the plane signing the contract, kind of thing. Your first day on set. You
can still be fired.
Yeah, even in the first day on set.
Just saying,
we don't like you, you're fired.
Just saying, if you somehow become not a right fit with what they're envisioned or something else, it could be anything.
Yeah,
you could also be, not like, it might not be like a bad, like, you're fired, get out. It might be not one of those things. It might just be like, hey, unfortunately we are going in a different direction, which happens seriously more often than you guys think.
And that's the whole point. I'm just in that kind of mindset to be like, you know what, we can't predict what's going on. I do kind of like that Tenet just is like, no, we're bringing this movie out now. Yeah. This is when it's going to air. And you know what? We're going to need some movies to do that. Some movies just to be like, all of the other movies are going, oh no, it seems too cold. It seems too cold. And Tenet's like, screw you guys, cannonball.
We're Tenet, ha! Yeah. And they marched into the movie theaters, and people went out and they saw the movie. If their theaters were open and if they felt safe and comfortable in doing so. Obviously, you guys know Dustin and I's stance on if Tenet were to open in a theater here and like a regular theater setting, like Dustin and I obviously wouldn't feel quite comfortable to go yet, but we would pay all the money in the world to watch a PVOD or in a drive-in, which that's also the second topic that we'll touch on. But with the Wonder Woman delay, it's a bit of a bummer, because I really did want to, like, not necessarily see it sitting in a theater, but I wanted to see it open in theaters, because I love this movie so much. I am really excited to see Wonder Woman and Cheetah and Steve. So I'm disappointed, but I honestly think it's the right decision.
Yeah, true. Honestly, I do not blame these companies for any of these studios for pushing it back.
Or
I mean,
trying different methods
yeah,
too.
true. And honestly, this is something that's going to be interesting too, because now we're going to find out if the way that Tenet did it is actually a viable option.
Mhm.
How much money did they make? How much money are they going to make? Are they going to be able to, once this is all over, release it in a big theater for like a
Interesting.
limited time showing and see if they can make a little bit more money that way? Instead of making like all of their money in one weekend, I'm curious if they're able to make like the same amount of money, but have it spread out over a couple different kinds of releases. First, they bring it out in theaters that are opened. Then they do things like drive-throughs and then pay for VOD and then find out how much money they make.
Interesting that you say that, and I was going to save this for the topic of Tenet, but Tenet, the studio has not released their weekend box office.
Oh.
I believe, are not going to. There is an article on Variety. You guys can go ahead or if you just Google Tenet box office, I'm pretty sure that article and other articles, I'm sure from other trades and publications, will pop up. But I believe from what I briefly read that the studio has not released that information, which is kind of interesting. It's like, it makes me want to speculate. It makes me want to go, so you didn't make how much you think it was going to make, did you? Because
What makes
not
sense?
because the movie is bad, but because people aren't going to a theater setting. There's not enough theaters to open, and I also don't know if they're counting international box offices
True. And those
or
are
not.
probably a little bit more
That's going to
difficult to
be
calculate.
way different, yeah, and they maybe have to wait a little bit. But anyways, so that probably will be an interesting read once I get into it. With the delay, and I see Chris has a super chat, so we're going to get to it right after this before we jump into the Tenet topic. With now Wonder Woman being delayed now to Christmas Day, we also have Candyman that is now delayed to an undetermined date next year, which I'm kind of sad about too, because I was really excited to see this, Candyman. I was so excited. I love the cast.
Mm-hmm.
It just, the trailer looks really good. But I just wonder now what this also means for another big blockbuster in the realms of superhero movies, Black Widow.
Yeah, very true.
What
And
could this mean for, what Black Widow,
I'm
what Disney
assuming
Marvel is going to do?
I'm assuming Disney's going to do the exact same thing. Is going to be like, okay, you know what? Let's try it out on this date, see how it is in that time. Once
Mhm.
it gets a little bit closer, they find out, hey, okay, you know what? This could work. They're going to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah.
And that's all it's, I mean, when you're in a situation like we are here right now in the States, is the fact that, you have to play everything by ear.
Mhm.
So, and it's all just about on whether or not the studios, the guys who are in charge, are going to go, you know what? I think it's worth the risk. We've seen that certain other movies have done pretty well. We are desperate for cash. So let's pull the trigger on this and see how it does.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I
What's
kind of like
what's your prediction then for Black Widow?
Black
That
Widow.
they'll push it, or they'll
My guess
release
is
it?
that they'll probably push it back to 2021. I wouldn't be surprised.
Their entire Marvel phase, now what, 4?
Is going to be a
It's
whole year behind.
I guess that'll give time for future production, since
Mhm.
productions are all halted anyways. But yeah, I agree with you. I feel like they won't do the PV. I feel like, and I could be wrong, but something tells me that they're not going to go the way of live action Mulan, and they're
No.
not going to do PVOD for Black Widow. I feel like they're going to push it probably maybe February of 2021 and see how things go then, with like restrictions and health issues and health safety and things like that, as far as like COVID concerns goes. And I feel like if they do push it, it'll be to that month time period. And I don't see, for some reason, I don't see them putting Black Widow. I'd be really surprised if they put it on PVOD. I'd be really,
Yeah.
really surprised.
I think things would have to get a lot worse for them to be like, oh, and Mulan would have to have done really good for them to do
And
that.
I don't know, if I never actually researched, so I
This is
don't know if they did
this is so
well or
weird
not.
not to get any kind of box office information
Yeah.
about certain movies that have come out.
I know.
Normally after like the first week, we hear something. Oh, #1 at the box office.
Mhm.
This is #2. Oh, they came out to #3, kind of a thing. And
Yeah.
you're kind of like, now we have like no clue. I have no idea how good Mulan did,
Yeah.
because the only
Let's see
people
if
who
the
have
chat
that
does.
information is Disney.
Hmm.
So it's kind of a weird thing to be able to not have that information at our fingertips right off the bat.
Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing some comments about Tenet, so I'll save that for the next topic. We
Okay.
want to get to Chris's super chat super quick. So as always, this is Chris's choice. Thank you so much, Chris, for always hanging out with us and donating to super chat and
Thank
giving
you
us
so
Chris's
much,
choice.
too.
Thank you so much, and we would like to invite everybody who's watching live to participate in Chris's choice in the chat, or if you're watching later on, go ahead and put that down in the comment section as well. So from Chris, he writes, what Disney song makes you smile as soon as you hear it? One for me is Try Everything from Shakira from Zootopia.
That
And
is
Tenet was awesome. Yes, Chris actually did a triple feature.
really.
I think he did Tenet, The New Mutants, and I can't remember the third movie.
Ooh,
Something else.
That actually sounds really fun.
I know.
Just to be like, I'm going to get all of these done at once.
I know. I would probably put Tenet first.
Yeah.
So you go in with just like nothing in your brain. You haven't absorbed any other sort of media, because that's the kind of movie that you're like need to really pay, like no bathroom breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Don't eat your popcorn loudly. Listen and pay attention. Because I remember that was me for Inception, where I
you
like
didn't want to leave.
I like moved my like I was kind of uncomfortable, so I like did this and I kind of like zoned out for like literally 2 seconds, and I felt like I was like, what did I miss? Nothing makes sense. What's happening? I'm lost. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So songs that make you smile as soon as you hear it.
I have to say, for me,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to go with A Friend Like Me from Aladdin, just because Robin Williams brought so much care to that. But I mean, there's so many Disney songs that when you hear them, I mean, even Pixar songs, Toy Story's theme song, so many different songs from Frozen. I
Yeah.
think are really good. When they first came out, true, now they've kind of been beaten to death. But I mean, there's so many classic Disney songs out
My
there
mouse is being weird.
that are just like, as soon as you mention them, you're like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I love that song, kind of a thing. But yeah, I love Zootopia. I love Try Everything.
Yeah, that's a fun
That's
one.
a really fun song.
That's a really fun song.
So what are some of the people in what are yours?
Something that makes me smile as soon as it comes on.
A whole new world.
I mean, they all do, so it's kind of hard to pick.
That's what Disney's known for.
That's what Chris is known for. That's what Chris is known for. Very hard choices.
You have to make the difficult choices.
Don't pull my Disney fan card. I will say Under the Sea.
Oh,
it's like a fun little party song. Just having the best part is that I think for me as a kid, because Ariel was kind of rebelling against this idea of staying under the sea. She doesn't want to be told what to do. She wants to go to the surface and she wants to fall in love and let Ariel do what she wants. And I love that, one, it's a giant under the sea party and it's a catchy, fun song. And two, that Sebastian and all the creatures under the sea put on this huge show, big effort to be like final like Broadway and
someone needs to nail that.
The
girl's fins to the floor.
Yeah, so that's a really good one. And a bunch of you guys are saying, chiming in, Hakuna Matata. Justin says Hakuna Matata. A couple of you guys saying Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata has kind of a cult following, kind of a thing. It has tons of shirts.
Matata.
And it's just
Okay, sorry, I don't want to get copywritten. Let's see.
Be Our Guest.
Be Our Guest.
That's a really good one.
Excellent one. Lamont Small says, I just can't wait to be king. That's a really, really good one.
Most of the ones that I see people mentioning are from the Disney Renaissance.
Yes.
From either Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, the Little Mermaid,
Beauty and the Beast, yeah, Frozen as well. I'm seeing some Show Yourself. That's a song that makes me, I love it, but it also like makes me like boohoo, full on boohoo.
I also love hearing The Rock in
You're Welcome.
You're Welcome.
You're Welcome. I haven't mastered the rap yet, so I can't do it. Party says, Go the Distance from Hercules. I will find my way.
Actually, I love a whole bunch of the songs. The opening song from Hercules, the one
Zero to Hero.
Yeah,
that's a really good one too. Oh, you guys, so many really great songs. Debbie says "A Friend Like Me" for her Disney song. "Zero to Hero," just like that.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
So I
really
mean,
great choices.
we could go on forever just
Mm-hmm.
talking about all of these different Disney songs. And you want to know what? There is no wrong answer
There's no wrong answer. All the
because
songs are really
all of
great.
the Disney's, most of the Disney songs,
Topsy turvy, everything is
yeah,
yeah.
and especially from some of the
Most
songs.
underrated, most underrated Disney animated movie. I feel like
Yeah,
Hunchback
Hunchback of
because
Notre Dame.
it's
I
got a
have
little
that
bit.
soundtrack. I have that CD somewhere.
I had
When
the
I got it,
cassette. No, wait,
I
did
don't think
I?
it came out. No, I had it on. I remember having it on CD.
I think
Topsy
I
Turvy.
had the Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast on
Hmm.
cassette tape.
Yeah, and Aladdin. I had the Aladdin cassette tape too somewhere.
The soundtrack, right? You like flip A and then like B side is
Yep.
like all the scores and stuff like that. The side that I didn't appreciate as a kid, but as an adult, I'm like, oh yeah. Okay, sorry guys. There's also another super chat from Justin. Why can't I put it up like that? Okay.
I
Thank
know
you
that
so
would be
much, Chris,
nice.
by the way.
Thank you so much. Yes, another Chris's choice that
Chris's
destroys us.
choice. And for Justin, I am glad that Dune isn't being delayed. I'd say WB knows it'll be like Blade Runner 2049 when the film nerds and fanboys love it and general audience won't. Hopefully, it will make this year suck less. Love you guys. Thank you so much, Justin.
That is very true. This movie does look like one of those movies that will make this year suck a little less. To be it like, well, we went through a pandemic, the West Coast burned, but you know what? At least we got Dune.
Yeah, at least we
It
got
looks
Dune.
awesome. I have to
Oh
admit.
my god, it
that
looks
trailer
so good. And don't forget, you guys, after this live stream, I will work on putting the full Q&A with the cast of Dune and Stephen Colbert up on the channel so you guys can watch and enjoy. So sorry I didn't get to do that before the stream. I tried and I just did it wrong. Sorry. But yeah, the trailer looks good. And there's actually, I don't remember what channel put it out. I don't remember which one it was, but somebody did like a side by side of the David Lynch Dune and the trailer for this Dune, and they put it side by side and actually matched almost beat for beat a little bit.
Oh,
it's actually
that's
a pretty
cool.
and
I need to see that.
the best part was seeing, I think, the David Lynch's Sandworm and Denis Villeneuve's Sandworm. That was like the best because you're just kind of like, oh, like imagine seeing in '84, you're like, oh, and then you see like the 2020 version, 2021 version, you're like, oh.
It's kind of looking at like incredible, like the first Incredibles and the new Incredibles,
And
or
you're
like the
like,
old,
oh,
like one of
yeah.
the old, like the first Toy Story and the newest, the Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, I didn't notice the graphics at the time because they were so cutting edge at the time. But now you're like, oh, okay, I can see the difference.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And also just to, and I know I already changed the banner just now, I probably shouldn't have. And thank you, Justin, for your super chat. Thank you so much for supporting our channel.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. For Dune, I had put out a poll on our community tab, and I also said this in our trailer reaction video, is that I have downloaded the audiobook. I haven't started it yet because I'm trying to figure out whether if it's a good thing for me to try to read at least the first book, just Dune, before the film comes out. And I know it's a dense book. I already have an understanding that it's, it won't be like a super fast like listen through. But so I actually got a lot of mixed answers. I think most people say, oh, let me see if I can go to our community tab super quick. I want to say community tab. I want to say most people voted read the book now. Okay, so on the poll, 61% read the book now, 39% wait until after you watch the movie.
You're reading the book.
So here is actually what I'm going to do, because a lot of people in the comments of the trailer reaction brought up a lot of good points, is that, and we know this, Dune, Denis Villeneuve is splitting the film into two parts,
which is smart,
which is really smart for dense material like Dune. And also, why not extend the experience?
Yeah,
like you don't just get one Dune movie, you get two.
And there's a fan base that will watch both of them.
Yes.
People are going to be craving this. People there's a huge group of fans that are crying out. They want this.
Yeah.
So why not give it to them?
So the thing with the movie split into two, and there's a lot of people made the same point, and it kind of made me go, maybe I should approach it this way. Is a lot of people are saying, watch the movie first for the same reason you said previously. It's kind of see how Denis Villeneuve kind of takes, from his understanding of the book and his vision, put that on screen, and then kind of see that first, and then you can refer back to the book instead of going into the movie and then like comparing like what you envisioned when you read the book versus his vision of it.
Yeah.
Also, the selling point to me, for me to read the book after Dune, was that the movie is in two parts and we don't know where they're going to cut it, the book, where they split. So if I
True.
read the whole thing, then I kind of, in a way, I'm like, like spoiling it for
Yeah,
myself.
yeah,
And do
you'll
I
kind of
really want to
spoil the
do
last.
that?
You know what? It makes sense, yeah, because if you read the whole book, I mean, I honestly do believe that watching the movie first is good
Yes.
because then you get all of the, it's like extra features, but deleted scenes, backstory that they don't have time to put into the movie. But I do also see that where you can watch it, then you'd know all of the backstory and you would understand all of it more when you're watching the movie.
Yes.
So I understand both points of view. I think
Yeah.
I would probably lean more towards watching the movie first. But of
Mhm.
course, I also haven't read the book. So we get to perform a little bit of an experiment. Wendy will read the book first, and I will watch the movie first and see
Is
if
that what you want to do? So I should read the book first?
well,
Is
I
that what
thought
we're
you said
saying?
you wanted that
No,
you're
I said
going
I
to.
wanted to watch the first movie, then read the book, and then so I'll have the book fully read by the time the
Oh.
second part comes out.
Yeah. And the first movie is still coming out in 2020, I
Well,
think, like
interesting
December
that you
18th.
say that, because Pardee and Debbie are bringing out some really good points here. And Pardee says that there's no way WB would put two of their properties, giant properties, out at the same time within 1 week of each other.
Yeah.
And Pardee also points out that it just says "come to theater" at the end of the trailer. So they're kind of doing a little bit of like, we
Oh.
would like, kind of like we would like for it to actually come out this, but there's also, it's, I mean, everything is constantly moving now,
Yeah, and
as far
honestly,
as
that's
release
how it
date
is.
goes.
That's honestly how it's going to be. Back to the very beginning of the show,
Yeah.
when we started talking about
Mhm.
this, it's all going to be wait and see.
Yeah.
Wait and
Yeah.
find out. So we don't know when it's really going to come out until it comes out, kind of
Mhm.
thing. They could, if it's scheduled for December 18th, on December 17th, they're going to be like, no, we're not going to do this. We're changing our minds.
Yeah. So, and they're of course allowed to, and we as fans are just going to have to wait. I mean, look, guys, we're in September now. We're 9 months into a whole new year. I felt like we've done
Mhm.
nothing this year but stay inside.
Yep, and
So
from what I've seen, the death rate's still going up.
great, cool,
So
cool, 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 cool. And also, more reason to stay inside if you live on the West Coast is we are there's fire everywhere. Dustin and I are in pretty we're close enough to really feel the smoke effect. And I know everybody, like, if you live in the LA basin, LA area, and I know the smoke's being blown everywhere, so everybody feels it. But we, like, stepping outside for just like even 10 minutes, it really makes the lungs hurt. So
we can see the fire
we can
from our house.
we can see the fire from our house, but we don't need to. We're not in immediate like evacuation zone yet, so, which is good. I would like to keep it that way.
Me too.
Yeah, I like to keep it that way, because if it gets to us, and that's real bad.
Oh yeah.
So without giving away too much more personal information. So yeah, masks have been super helpful when we go outside to walk Navi, but then we also, Navi can't wear a mask. So with that, we just try to keep the walks as short as possible. But like, if you kind of just peek outside.
I don't know if you can.
Oh, you
No, you're not
can't.
going to get
No,
the effect.
sorry.
It's very cloudy. I mean, I remember yesterday when we went out,
It looks
you
like
could
it's
actually,
gonna
like,
rain or
it looked like it
something.
was fog almost that was
Yeah.
in front of your face. So it was pretty bad.
See tiny particles of the ash kind of like swirling around us, and I was just like, I'm so happy we have these masks with filters inside, because I could even feel like I felt gross coming back in yesterday and this morning too, as we went outside. I was like,
Yep.
ugh. So anyways, sorry about the detour. Let's go ahead and get to Chris's super chat, who writes, oh, okay, I also saw Unhinged. That was the other movie, and it was intense AF. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it also has one of the best, I did not expect it, but that one liner towards the end was Chris, and now you
the
know.
throwback to the end. I mean, throwback to the beginning. I
So
thought
good.
I thought it was
really
kind of funny. And I love the fact that you're watching Black Panther.
Yay!
I think that's something we need to rewatch.
Oh, Black Panther. God, I love that movie. I don't know if I want to watch it and I just keep crying throughout the movie. But yeah, Unhinged also is out, and there's a review if you guys want to check out our review for the, oh, there we go, for Unhinged. Okay, before we get dive into Tenet, there is a oh my gosh,
Oh, dude,
Lamont Smalls, thank you so
thank you
much.
so
Holy crap!
much.
Of the remaining films in 2020, what movies do you likely think will go to VOD like Mulan did? I think Wonder Woman 1984 would benefit HBO Max by this point.
Mm,
Also, how do you feel the movie landscape in 2021 would be like in this point? Okay,
I
so
think we're just going to get a ton of movies in 2021. All of the movies that
mm,
got pushed back, all of the well,
mhm.
because also they also stopped filming though, so that means they're also going to be kind of backlogged on
Wow.
filming. So it might just be like a normal,
So
regular year.
there might be an extended effect of kind of a lot of movies releasing back to back to back to back, because there's the ones that have to finish productions, the ones that are completely finished with post and ready to release, all like kind of trying to be funneled into. I mean, it'll be a good time to be a movie fan, that's what I gotta say, but it might be a
Yeah,
little hectic in the beginning, as theaters as studios try to figure out their release schedule. I think movies that are likely to go to VOD won't be huge. I'll call them tentpole movies,
yeah.
such as Black Widow, Wonder Woman, Dune. Certainly will not go.
Mm-mm.
Certainly will not. I think there's less of a chance of Dune going into VOD before Wonder Woman or Black Widow.
And I'm sure these dates are going to get pushed back
They're
again.
going to
I wouldn't be
move. Yeah.
surprised if, most likely, these big tentpole movies they will keep on getting pushed back
Hmm.
because they need to get the big bucks from these tentpole movies. Wonder Woman, I do not think will go on
Mm-mm.
VOD. Black Widow, I don't think will go on VOD. Dune definitely will not.
I'd be
Um,
really surprised, like
you know what?
if Black Widow really does. Wow.
I'll put that caveat in it. If it does, I will be incredibly surprised.
Yes.
I think
Watch
personally,
tomorrow or like Monday we get the news. Black Widow coming to PVOD.
and you know what? Then I will still I will pay the $30 for it.
Yeah. Yeah. But definitely not Wonder Woman. Definitely not Dune.
Mm-mm.
You can maybe, and I say that lightly, you can maybe argue that for if they haven't already been moved to 2021, if there's remaining movie, and I can't remember all the release dates right now, but A Quiet Place and like Candyman, even though I think those have already been pushed to 2021, are more likely to hit PVOD before Wonder Woman and
Yes.
Dune hit that. And they're not. I'm not saying they're less great movies, because I loved A Quiet Place. I need to get him to watch it. It's so good, and I love the trailer. I cannot wait to see Cillian Murphy in the film. He
Mm.
looks just so good.
And it makes sense,
Hmm.
that the smaller budgets,
Hmm.
the movies that have had less money put into them, those are the ones that are going to go to VOD first.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have these huge, hundreds of millions of dollars are lying on these movies, I'm pretty sure the budget for Black Widow is in the at least $100 million, at
Yeah.
least. So that means, I mean, so far, one of the big surprises was movies that went to VOD and did well
Yeah.
was Trolls.
Yes.
And everyone was like, whoa, this made more money than we thought.
Yeah.
But still, with them being surprised, it only made like 90 some million dollars. That is not going to cut it for a movie like Black Widow.
No, you want to see those hit like the big, like usually what, like 250 mil or
Three,
something,
oh no,
something like that
for opening night, opening
for opening
weekend,
weekend. Yeah.
you kind of, yeah, you want
You
to,
want to hit the general mark is like between like 175 to like 250 or something like that. Like that's like the you
and
know
that's the money they're used to bringing in.
yes.
So they don't want to be like, well, I guess we'll
Oh,
settle for like $90 million. No, no, no. They want to be able to to make at least
yeah.
some money off of this.
And Lamont has a really great point. He also wrote that No Time to Die is still set for this year.
Oh yeah,
I
that's right.
forgot about
Still
that.
set for
Oh man,
November.
that trailer is so kick ass.
Oh,
It's so good.
I mean,
Wow.
Daniel Craig does a really good James Bond, and I love how how he first kind of shook up what they thought what James Bond should be. more of that rough and tumble kind of
So
character.
good. My favorite, and you guys, you can check out our trailer reaction if you've already seen the trailer and you want to see like, you know, our take on it. When towards like the end of the trailer, when that Jeep was like coming at him in the forest,
Mhm.
and he was like, oh, dang, dang, and I got out of the way, and then knew as soon as he knew that the car was past him, he was like,
Oh
and
yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's so James Bond. I love it. It was such a fun trailer to watch. Like I watched it 3 more times afterwards.
Super excited to see some cool new gadgets.
Yes.
You know, it's funny to go back and watch some of the old James Bond movies and see them have these like really kooky kind of gadgets. And now you're kind of like, yeah, okay, we kind of have that now.
They go from like Inspector Gadget, like me, yeah, parachute like, hat or whatever, the propeller hat that he had and whatever, to like, it, you know, I don't know, like Fast and Furious car with like rocket launchers and the headlights and whatever. I don't know, but it's just, I buy it all.
Nowadays, we do have those I mean, you can buy one, a car that you're able to drive around on land and then go down into a little submarine version of it. And I'm just like,
insane.
that is so
That's like
cool.
that plane that they have. It's incredible. I can't wait. And that movie,
Imagination is the foundation of reality.
yeah. But I feel like it's always possible for movies to move until next year. So maybe we get like a really, really great beginning of 2021 as far as movies go, when it's safe to go back to the theaters. We're all like, yeah, we're gonna see everything. And also
Fast and Furious in space.
No, it's confirmed. Not confirmed, but yeah,
they're doing Fast and Furious in space.
It's what Debbie said. Is Ludacris, he hinted at it.
Oh, really?
I don't know if he's trolling. I don't know if he's trolling or if he's for real. But I would not be the least bit surprised, because I feel like this is like a topic that we've been like toying with and talking about for a little while. And like if they went to space,
well, especially if like Tom Cruise's
Armageddon crossover with Fast and Furious. So like this is the only team that can go and do the drilling and stop the meteor from hitting Earth or something.
But you know, if Tom Cruise can pull it off in Mission Impossible, going to space, then you know what? The next people should be family. I can't do a good Vin Diesel. Voice.
I'm so happy I sat next to John Roca and Jeremy Johns for that movie. It was the best. It was like, I just had such a good time sitting next to those two. Black Bonalala says, I can see Soul going to where'd it go? Going to Disney Plus. I think that's what he said, right?
You know, honestly, that would probably be my top guess now, because I haven't seen much promotion for it. I can see them going, okay, we need to get some more influx of cash. What's something else we can put on VOD? Because I'm pretty sure they make good money. And putting Soul out on VOD, which fits into that family category, the people that are going to see it are the ones that are like, no problem, we can spend $30 on a ticket, because it's going to be me, the kids. I mean, it's going to be mom and dad, the kids, and all that.
Yeah.
Watching it all together.
Yes.
So, you know, no, that's a very good guess that Soul will be the next Disney movie that's put out on Disney Plus or VOD.
Yeah, well, I guess we will wait and find out. Thank you so much for your super chats, you guys. Oh my gosh, Justin, have you heard of Love and Monsters coming to PVOD in October? It stars Dylan O'Brien, oh wow, and Jessica Henwick. Love them both underrated. Yep, it's billed as a romance set in a monster apocalypse. Ooh, oh.
That actually sounds
the concept sold me. Okay.
Also, the fact, what is it called? Kind of gives me that Warm Bodies.
Yes.
I wonder if okay, so we're gonna have to. I want to see this. I want to see if there's a trailer for this, and see if it's more of like a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Or if it's a or if it is more like a dramatic love story during a month. You can't have something too dramatic.
Michael Rooker's in it too.
Okay. I'm
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Monster Apocalypse. Michael
Rooker.
Thank you. And you're now I'm starting to get a little bit more of the vibe and the idea of what it might be. So a little bit more of like Zombieland kind of comedy.
So this has been, according to Wikipedia, so the release, it was stated to release on March 6, 2020. And then it was moved to April, and then it was moved to February 12th of next year. And For production, it was the film was originally called Monster Problems, I guess, according to Wikipedia here, with Sean Levy or Levi producing, based on a spec script by Brian Duffield, and described as a post-apocalyptic road movie in the vein of Mad Max and Zombieland, with a John
Oh.
Hughes-esque love story. That's very interesting.
I want to see this.
That's very
How come we've
interesting.
never heard? I mean, I haven't even heard of this.
Well, probably because it's been delayed and delayed and delayed. I wonder if there's a trailer. I'm going to do a quick Google search as you talk.
Okay. I mean, but get more movies like Zombieland. I mean, which was a great and hilarious movie. To be able, oh, okay, cool. So there is a trailer for it.
Nope, there is not. These are from 2015 and 2013. So those are not the
Oh.
movies.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to. I'm sorry. I have a little bit of heartburn going on, so
Oh.
I keep on interrupting my speech. But yeah, I'm excited to see this. This sounds like just like a really fun movie.
Yeah, I mean, for Dylan O'Brien and Jessica Henwick, I absolutely love Jessica in one Game of Thrones. She was in it a little bit, but also in I almost said Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Sorry. And I just wanted to see more of her, especially at the end. I thought that, like, well, now the series got canceled, but I thought maybe we would extend her character a little bit more to see this character see her kick more ass. I really, really wanted to see that, and I do feel like they're both pretty underrated. So I mean, they're known, but I feel like they deserve to be on screen more. So this sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. And Justin says, I hope it's good since I love Jessica and it sounds original. It does sound original.
Yeah.
So I'll pay. Yeah. I will watch it.
Some of these, I mean, like, what is it? The movie that I keep on going back to is Warm Bodies. And, when I first thought of it, I was like, oh, great.
It seemed cheesy, right? I was like, Warm Bodies. But then I watched it. I was like, I take it all back. I love it.
I thought it was done very well. And I also really liked because at first I was like, oh, great. They're doing to zombies what Twilight did to vampires.
Yes.
Great. Thank you for ruining something else like that. And then I saw it and I was like, okay, I take that back. This seems really fun.
Oh, my sinus is really getting to me. I guess maybe a little bit of the smoke is coming into the house.
No, the AC just kicked on. So
fun.
As soon as it kicked on, I got this whoop of like smoke smell. And I was like,
we need to change our air filter maybe. All right. Thank you guys so much for all of your super chats today.
Thank you,
These awesome topics. And look, we learned about a new movie that I actually had no idea about. So thank you so much. Coming to PVOD in October, which sounds like something that we are going to definitely pay for and watch. So expect a review when that comes out. Whenever they drop a trailer, whenever I find the trailer, we'll do a reaction to that as well. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is, hey, Tenet. Remember we were saying that we wouldn't be able to see Tenet until it was out on VOD because they weren't doing the drive-in things.
Yep.
And there's no theaters in LA near us that's open. That we also we didn't feel safe to go even if they were open. So we were just going to patiently wait and unfortunately see it at home. And now it was announced just I think all over the internet via all the trades and publications that it is going to be released in drive-ins.
We get to see it.
Yay! I actually looked up a place that we're gonna go to. We might go this weekend to see Tenet in a drive-in. Depends on the smoke and how that's going to affect the screen. Because at night, when you have that, like I don't need to see a movie like that through some sort of a smoke filter. That's a movie that I zero interruptions, loud sound. So if we can't see it this weekend because the smoke is too terrible, then we won't. But I do want to kind of scroll back up through the chat, and hopefully they haven't scrolled past yet, because Tenet originally they were not going to do any sort of PVOD until it was the right time for the PVOD, like after the movie had been released for I think 90 days. They were not going to do the drive-in, and all of a sudden there was like a switch, and it's like all of a sudden now there's a drive-in. I was like, so what happened? And it made me wonder. It makes me wonder that if maybe, I think I lost some of the comments, so I have to go to the YouTube channel page. But I think that maybe the box office didn't perform as well as they thought, because so now they want to put it in what is that called, in drive-ins, in order to kind of make up some of that. I don't know. I don't know this.
Well, I think that now there's a little bit more proof and evidence that drive-in movies is worth doing, because it does still bring in a good amount of cash. So I'm sure the studios were kind of like, all right, Chris, we had a good run on everything else. We've put it everywhere we can.
Yeah.
Except for drive-throughs, and we still want people to see this movie. We still want to make some more money off of your movie.
Yes.
You have a great product. We're going to put it into drive-through
They at least let
theaters.
them, and we don't know the real motivation behind why it's all of a sudden coming to drive-ins. We can speculate, but until the studio say something, we won't ever know. But I am happy that they made this decision.
Yeah.
I really feel like I wish they had done this from the get-go, because Dustin and I would have sat in our cars very happily last weekend, or the first weekend that it came out, before all the smoke, and now also be on the road may not be as safe, because people are, in case people need to evacuate, if fire trucks need to get somewhere. And there's also a lot of like looky-loos that are driving, that like they drive past the mountains, they're like, oh look, and I'm like, guys, you're driving, like, just like, that's your focus. If you have passengers, they can take a video and you can watch it back later. Like, it's fire. You've seen one, you've seen them all. It's a destructive thing. People are losing their homes. You don't need to like hold up traffic because you want to look at a fire.
Yeah.
But
technically,
yeah,
Jim, you are correct.
Jim.
They are drive-ins, not drive-throughs. And I've been saying drive-throughs this entire time. And I'm just like,
ready?
What?
I would like a order of
Tenet.
Tenet with a side of Wonder Woman. Thank you very much.
Here you go. Here's your movie. And it's just like the Matrix. You just plug in. I know how to time travel.
I would love that. It's just like, oh, that'd be funny. Our apologies. Drive in.
However, that's not going to be the last time I say that. I can guarantee you right now. I'm going to say drive-through probably a couple more times, and then I'll be like, no, drive-ins. So our apologies. Drive-in movies.
Get that in our brain.
And it's cool because we're going to be able to see a couple different. I want more and more drive-in movies. I almost said
Catch yourself though.
Drive-in movies, because we saw one at the Rose Bowl.
At the Rose Bowl for the New Mutants.
And we're going to it. I think we're going to a different
place.
We're
going to it because when I searched for Tenet showings,
that was the only one that came
was
up.
The one that, it's either that or drive really, really far away, and I didn't want to drive really, really far away. So I mean, this one's still kind of far, but it's closer, still closer distance than some of the other ones I looked up. So we will we'll see how the smoke and air quality is tomorrow. I mean, obviously we're not sitting outside of our car. We'll be inside the car with the windows rolled up, so like we are not going to be breathing in smoke. But I am worried about the smokiness and the haziness affecting kind of the view.
We may not be able to go see it until all of the fires, or at least the fires have calmed down just a little bit,
or maybe if the wind shifts or something,
or if the wind shifts.
So we will see. If you're watching us and you're enjoying this live stream, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to kind of keep up on the updates on whether we get to see Tenet or not, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any more information. And thank you so much to Justin for your super chat. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for your contributions, you guys. Really. Have you guys been watching The Boys season 2? By the way, it's been great, and I honestly prefer it being weekly, since now I have SMTG to look forward to. We have not started on season 2 of The Boys, but we feel like we need to, because everybody keeps talking about it.
The Boys have been talked about. I mean, since
even before it came out. Yeah.
So I mean,
that trailer though. Wow. Wow.
I know. And I mean, honestly, I love the storyline. I love the idea of it. But the thing is, I've had some of season 1 spoiled for me. So
really?
Yeah. So, I mean, I do definitely want to hop back into this and watch it all the way into the end, and we can start over
from the beginning.
But I mean,
why not?
I mean, it's once again, it's on the list.
Yeah,
there's so many different things out there that I want to watch, that we want to do. But yeah, it's trying to get to all of them and keep on all of this editing. But yes, The Boys, I am excited about. I want to see season 2, and we should binge season 1 and then move on to season 2. But yeah, now that it's weekly, we can probably catch up to it.
Yeah, we can catch up pretty quickly. It's just like then we have to drop off certain shows in order to make there's time. Just need more time in the day. But yes, we would like to watch. It's been on our radar for ever. So many people that we know that kind of share our similar interest really enjoy the show. So definitely we want to watch that. We want to watch Cobra Kai because now it's
Mhm.
finally on Netflix. We're so excited. So we can finish watching everything. So we'll just have to do a binge fest, you
And
know.
Stargirl. Stargirl's another one that I've been wanting
Ah,
to see, but I think we need to have. I don't think we have access to Stargirl.
it's on HBO, is it not?
Is it? I thought I didn't. I remember trying to look it up before.
Let's
Oh
see.
no, it's on Amazon, and it's the fact that I looked it up on my account, which isn't an Amazon Prime. We need to look it up on your account,
Oh, okay. Well, we have it.
and it
Mm,
looks like a really fun
it's the
show.
CW though.
Oh, so that means it
So,
might not be on
uh-huh.
Amazon.
Interesting. Okay, well, we'll find it. Well, one way or another, we will find it. All right, you guys. So, since we're talking about Stargirl, we let's go ahead and shift this final topic. Shift to this final topic. Can't speak. I'm like breathing in a little bit of like the smokiness that's in the house now, and I'm not feeling all that great. But hey, DC Fandom Part 2 is today.
Yeah.
Yay! We absolutely love what they did with the first one from like I remember like 9:30 a.m. we were like up ready. We actually had everything set up and it was like we're going live and then we're going it's going live and the intro for Fandom back in at the end of August really made me feel like I was going to a convention.
Yes, it
So
had
much
the
fun.
same kind of hype. It had the same kind of hustle and bustle. It still, the way that they also structured it made you feel like, oh, you're going from one panel to another. Now you're going over to this part of the con,
Yeah.
and there's certain things, certain other things that are going
And
on
you
as
can
well.
shop and things like that. There's like, oh, I didn't even look at the merch store. I should probably
Mhm.
do that and see if there's anything cool that I want to
I
get.
do have to admit, this DC Fandom Part Two
Mhm.
isn't nearly as hectic, isn't as nearly as hyped. Also, they're
Hectic
doing.
as in for people who is trying to schedule their day
Yes,
around it.
because they dumped
Yeah.
everything all at once,
It's
which is an interesting,
VOD.
yeah, which is very an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah.
And you can, so we are going to, instead of like, what is that called? Broadcasting our reactions as it's showing, we wanted to be like, okay, we're going to pick a few things here and there.
Yeah.
We've already watched two different things.
Well, yeah, and I don't know if we're gonna do a whole separate video on it. Like I thought this would be like the segment where we just kind of talk about it because
Mhm.
that's creating extra work for the editor. But we got to watch because it started at 10. So we didn't have enough time to get, like look at all the ones that I wanted to watch, and that was it's we got through two of them because I definitely absolutely wanted to watch the animated feature, and that is the Superman Man of Tomorrow animation. So there will be a review out for that on this channel in the near future. We got to watch that, and that was a full 90 minutes. It's a fun watch. There's a lot of parts that I enjoy. There's some choices that were made that it made me kind of go, huh, okay. But overall, I really like how DC handled their animated
DC usually does
properties.
a
Yeah.
really good job in their animation department.
Mm-hmm.
With this one, I've seen a lot of the DC animations.
Mm-hmm.
Probably still one of my favorites is still the Flashpoint Paradox
Yes.
that they had. I thought that was brilliantly handled, and I just loved the animation style, the way they told their story, and it was just incredibly expertly executed.
Yes.
Mm, I there wasn't anything that I was incredibly disappointed with in Man of Tomorrow,
Yeah.
but there's nothing that really also got me very excited. I wasn't like, oh, I liked how they took this and told a new aspect of Superman, or a new aspect of Lobo, or a new
Mm-hmm.
aspect of Martian Manhunter.
Mm-hmm.
They told them and they had their characters in there, but there was nothing new and exciting to the storyline that we've heard 100 times before. For me, it kind of fell under the hey, let's reboot Spider-Man and tell the whole origin story of Spider-Man again.
Yes and
But
no.
I'm kind of like, we've heard this story. Okay, what are you going to add new to it?
Yeah, that's no, I get that. Like we know everybody knows by now like the origin of Clark slash Kal-El and things like that. But it was interesting. There were parts of it that I found really interesting. I don't want to go too much into spoilers, which I feel like we kind of already did a little bit. But I still enjoy it, and I think that if you're a DC fan, if you enjoy Superman and some of the other characters from the DC universe, it would be good for you to kind of like sit down, and especially right now, like it's free. You
Yeah.
all you need is the internet to watch it, and it's a fun. You're not gonna be bored. You're not bored throughout the movie,
Yeah.
for sure. So you'll be entertained for 90 minutes. It's a lot of fun. I would go ahead and give that a watch, and then of course come on back for our spoiler review. We'll do a full spoiler because I think if we do non-spoiler, there's not much we can actually talk about.
Yeah. So yeah, the one that we're going to put up is definitely going to be a spoiler review, and we're going to assume that everyone saw it when it was free.
Yeah, we're gonna just assume that. And let's see. One of the things that I thought about DC Fandom this time around is that I felt like they put a lot of like the quote unquote Hall H esque type of panels on in the very first DC Fandom, which makes
Yes.
sense because it was the first time they had ever done this. It's the first time anyone has seen anything like this, and it was like just so much content, so much DC, and so much hype and excitement built around it that they like brought out their big guns. They're like, yeah, here you go. And
Yes.
as consumers and fans, we ate it up. And I felt like this one, because everything is available on PVOD, it's definitely a lot more calm. But for some reason, um, because it's not built around a schedule, I'm also less like urgent to watch them because I know that they'll be there when I'm done with XYZ chores or errands.
Yeah, true.
I
I mean,
have
they
24 hours.
when everything was on that schedule, it did kind of light a fire underneath you to be like, okay, I need to watch this now. I want to get this. I want to be set and ready. So as soon as it airs, we can put our videos out,
Hmm.
and it made it more of like a news event
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Oh,
And this one,
certainly.
and part two, is definitely more laid back. Everything is definitely pre-recorded
Yeah.
and edited and crisp. And one of the other things that we saw was the Batwoman panel.
Hmm.
And yeah, you can tell that that one had, it was, there was cuts in between. They
Yeah, they
probably
put
took
in
out
some
all of the
graphics from
pauses,
season
the
one.
graphics. And you know what? I like that. I like it when you have a panel and you're able to cut out the pauses, cut out the awkward moments, cut
Yeah.
out this, and you can cut it up and trim it up and make it sharp and crisp, and kind of like what they did for the Bill and Ted. You
Yes.
can then
Yes.
add your own graphics. You can add your own effects on there. So I think this is a really good way to kind of do your light, more laid back second day.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like the second day definitely has more of a focus on TV.
Yes.
And then of course there's still some interviews with like there's a whole panel that's hosted by my good friend Tiffany Smith. It's the Wonder Woman 84 Amazon with Patty Jenkins and like the Amazons. And there's also like a behind, what is it called? The heroes behind the action, where it talks about like the stunt people and the stunt performers.
That I want to
Really,
watch.
really. So we'll be watching those two after we finish this live stream. Well, actually, no. Before we do that, I'm gonna have to put up the Q&A. But after that, we will do it. But there is also a whole bunch more, and this one feels very like more like it's not just about the big tentpole movies. It's not just
Hmm.
about, because there's kind of more in depth with the fandom. There's like a Watchmen one with that I kind of want to watch. There's a Joker one. It's called Vision and Fury that I really want to watch. So it's yeah, I feel like if DC Fandom Part 1 was Hall H, then this would be like, what's the other room that they put everything in, like Ballroom 19 or something like that
Yeah,
at Comic
something
Con.
not definitely a little bit
But like a
lower.
smaller venue, but still very exciting for all the fans,
Hmm.
if you will. So let's talk about Wonder Woman, sorry, Batwoman panel
Sorry, my thing.
highlights. It caught my hair clip. So there's no spoilers here. They were very good about, well, there's nothing to spoil because I think Javicia Leslie, who is the new Batwoman, has literally not filmed anything. But we did get to see the cast, the showrunners talk about their experience working on this show, some of their favorite moments. You really get to see the cast kind of interact, their chemistry with each other. And my favorite part was actually the introduction of Javicia, because of they keep saying her this new character, Ryan Wilder, is very different from Kate Kane. Yes, Cat. I don't know why I said Cat. Kate Kane. And it couldn't be more true, because even just like Javicia, just her like the character is described as adorkable, and she literally embodies adorkable. There was a part in the interview where she was talking about she's a plant person, and she
Oh.
was talking about she was showing off her plants, and it's a cute little segment. I'll let you guys watch, so I don't ruin it. But that was so cute, and I can just see why they chose her for this role.
Yeah.
Like I really feel like she embodies that persona of Ryan Wilder, and they also wrote a lot of the athletic skills that she has, where she's doing Muay Thai, she's doing like tire lifts, she's doing kickboxing. So
Hmm.
to see kind of the her side of athleticism, it's really really great. It got me really excited for season 2, even though we haven't really ventured that much into season 1.
No, very true. And you know what? I'm also glad the way that they're transitioning this. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when you look at the cast, I mean, it is just a complete, so diverse cast from ethnicity to.
Ballroom 20.
Oh.
Thank you. Ballroom 20. I
So
said
I'm
19.
excited. I mean, we still have to watch season one,
Yes.
but I mean, it's one of those things because it just looks like the cast itself
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
just loves working together. They seem to be meshing very well, and the chemistry between not just the characters but the actors. So I mean, it makes me excited to watch it, and that's the whole purpose of these panels.
Yeah. To get you excited to watch these shows. If you were kind of on, oh my God, the smoke.
I know we're not doing too.
All right,
I'm starting to feel it.
we'll sign off in a little bit. I guess it's not a good day to talk into microphones. Oh gosh. Okay, so yes. Yeah, to if you were undecided on the show, this is definitely a really great way for the fans to kind of explore a little bit into it. You fall in love with the characters, and you're saying, "Oh, I really enjoy these characters, or I enjoy this actor, and I enjoy this interview, so I will watch for them." That's how it all starts sometimes. So I really appreciate that they did 2 days, because if they imagine that they put all of this out on
Oh,
the
on that
first
day
day,
one, that
that's
would be
too
way
much
too
media to
much.
consume. Way too much media to consume. But yeah, because of this, I am so looking forward to Batwoman. And they addressed this right off top that they the Kate Kane story isn't over. She's not like, and it's also undetermined. It's kind of a mystery.
Yeah, they said that she disappears
Yeah,
and no one knows.
so it's going to be interesting. I like that they addressed that, because we know, and we've talked about this on the live streams before, that Ruby Ruby Rose, when she left the show, it was kind of sudden,
Hmm.
and it was, they she says it was her decision, and it's kind of a big deal when your lead, who is the titular hero of the show, leaves the show. So
Yeah.
this is something that the entire production cast, crew, everybody have to really work together and make this now new Batwoman really fit into what they've already established in season 1. And they kind of briefly talk about how they feel that she's going to kind of come into the group, how certain characters are going to react to her, and what kind of each cast's kind of wish list of like, how do you want kind of their relationship to go. And it's fun to see that go into play. And I feel like I was seeing the showrunner, like, her wheels were turning. She was kind of like, well,
Hmm.
okay, we can play with this. So yeah, it's so lovely. So with that said, we are going to go ahead and sign off. We want to thank all of you for hanging out with us today. Thank you for all of your super chats, for all of your engagement. I want to make sure, I'm going to scroll back up and make sure we didn't miss, but I don't think so. I
I
don't
think
think
we
we
got all
missed.
of our super
I think,
chats.
yeah, because I felt bad because
Thank you guys so
I
much.
missed Vanja's on the birthday stream, and I feel really bad. And Perry still have not texted me back, Vanja, if you're watching this back, about um her thoughts on American Horror Story 1984. She has not texted me back, but she's a busy lady, so I don't blame her. All right, you
Yeah, she's
guys.
also on completely different time
Yeah,
than we
yeah,
are.
she's in a different time zone too. So it's I think when I texted her, it was probably really late. Sorry, Perry. All right, you guys. Thank you for being here. We will have more videos. We will have a review for Superman, Man of Tomorrow, coming up soon, and other videos. And of course, as always, we will live stream every Wednesday and Saturday right here on this channel. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video or on Wednesday during the next live stream. See you soon.